Welcome to Travel Safety Tuesday. I'm Erin from Nomad Life, and I am here to give you just a 3-minute video tip on how to stay safe on the road so we could go out there and travel the world confidently for all us nomads and travelers. So as you know, I'm an empowerment self-defense ESD coach, and so I am going to be talking about one of the 5 ESD principles today. So empowerment self-defense is really about avoiding, de-escalating, surviving, and healing from assault. And today we're going to talk about one of the 5 principles, which is think. All 5 principles are think, yell, run, fight, and tell. So today we're going to talk about think. And think is really about 2 things mainly. One is situational awareness, and the second one is self-awareness. So situational awareness is just sort of knowing your environment, right? So you walk into a room and you kind of notice where the exits are or how many people are in the room. Or if you're walking down the street, what looks like a safe space to sort of nip into if you need a moment to check your phone or to gather your thoughts. In terms of self-awareness, we're talking about your intuition, right? And so it's really, really important that we pay attention to our intuition, because that's our mind talking to us before our body rather talking to us before our mind catches up, right? So if we are in a situation, all of a sudden our jaw is kind of tight, or we feel a little bit, our stomach clenches, or we get a little tense or something, that's our intuition telling us that we're a little uncomfortable and we should be a little bit more aware of our surroundings. And so think is really, again, about situational awareness and self-awareness. And definitely tune into your intuition, because again, if you think something might be wrong, then something might be wrong. So you want to pay attention to that and take, some actions to avoid maybe a situation that you're coming into that you may feel uncomfortable. So one example of how just last week that I used sort of my think principle, both situational and self-awareness. I was at my forest yoga class with all my friends, which I love. It's about 20 minutes, a little trail into the forest, and we do yoga for like an hour and a half on a platform under the trees, and it's absolutely beautiful. And my friends were chatting and laughing afterwards, and I actually stayed and decided to go off by myself because I was going to go pick some wildflowers on my way home. And as I was going, oops. I'm not sure what happened there. Anyway, as I was going to pick the wildflowers, I was on a narrow trail and a guy came towards me, and he had his head down and just kind of veered off the trail and walked past me. So sort of kind of antisocial behavior, right? Like normally in a trail or in hiking settings, if you're on the same trail with somebody, you would kind of nod, or there's some eye contact, or you say good morning, or one person would step off the trail and the other one would pass. But this one, I was on the trail, he kind of was moving very fast, kept his head down, didn't say anything, and moved, just like in the brush right by me. And so instantly, as I saw him coming towards me, I was like, oh, this is a little bit unusual. So I was a little bit uncomfortable. So I tensed up. So as he came towards me, I was listening to my intuition, came towards me, I tensed up a little bit. And what this was doing was telling me that if I had to react, I could. So I was getting ready. I had some self-awareness, and I was starting to get some situational awareness. So he passed me by. I turned around to kind of try to hear actually his footsteps receding. I didn't hear them, so I turned around on the trail just to make sure that he continued walking by me. So that was, again, some situational awareness, just making sure my surroundings are safe. Nothing happened, which again is exactly what we want, right? It was just kind of a weird fluke, and we don't know. He could have been having a bad day. He could have been autistic. He could have had his earbuds in. He could be doing a math problem, or, fight with his girlfriend. Who knows what was going on in his head? All I know is he was making me feel a little bit uncomfortable. I was prepared to do something if I had to. And then I followed along afterwards to make sure, again, that I was in a safe space before I continued on picking wildflowers. And so that's something that we do just kind of naturally in our daily life, because we want to be prepared and make sure we're safe at all times. And so I hope that's helpful for you as you guys go out on the road. And as I said, I'm super happy. Actually, I'm happy to see everybody join today. It's nice to see you guys joining in. Super appreciate it. And I hope you stay safe and confident on the road. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.